Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. History is a very interesting field of knowledge, and it helps us through patterns figure out when you see some signs, remember based on your knowledge that hey, that happened before 50 more times. Just that time was different, the actors might have been different, the circumstances a little bit different, but something like this, what happened then and then and then and then. And since we are human, we act the same way. And we have short memory, we don't remember historical events, therefore we say, hey, what's going to be next? Well, just study history and you will have the answer. In this case, we have Turkey. And Turkey decided to go and bomb or conduct airstrikes in two sovereign countries, Syria and Iraq. Why? Because they decided that they need to punish some organizations, some people that they call terrorists. And those organizations, the Turks, determined that they were responsible for the terrorist attacks, the bombs, whatever happened in Turkey. Remember, in Istanbul a few days ago, the explosion in the market, killing and hurting so many people. The Turks said that the responsible for this are those guys over there. We don't like them. We didn't like them before, so they didn't like us either. But now this is a reason for us to really pay back for what they did to us. They denied involvement, but they can deny how much they want. We determine who we're going to strike. So Turkey, with big balls, determined that they will strike those targets in those countries. So I have two articles here referring to two areas. So one is from, I think both of them, not I think, I know, they're both from Sputnik. And this is from today, the 19th of November 2022. The first title, Turkey targeting YPG in northern Syria, Iraq. Okay, and the second one reads like this: Turkey attacked Kobani in northern Syria. Probably is the same area, but I'm going to start with the first article. Turkey targeting YPG in northern Syria, Iraq. Turkey is conducting an air operation against the Kurdish People's Protection Units, YPG, which it says is the military wing of the Kurdistan Workers' Party, PKK, both of which are designated by Ankara as terrorist organizations, Turkish agency Anadolu reports. The air operation against PKK/YPG terrorist targets is being carried out in northern Syria and northern Iraq. I have to remind you that both of them are sovereign countries, like Ukraine. Anadolu reported overnight, citing the Turkish Defense Ministry. Anybody's going to call anybody? Any United Nations vote? Sanctions? And hey, Turkey is a NATO country. What if Turkey gets attacked and gets hit back, let's say by Iraq? Should NATO intervene then? See? Or let's say by Syria. Because after all, you're hitting inside my sovereign country and territory. So NATO, Turkey is a part of NATO, which is a defensive organization, is on offensive, right? Or you can say is just paying back those Kurds. Okay, well, but you hit those Kurds in two countries. Oh, you protect those organizations. This is the logic, and you don't do anything about them, so that gives us the right to do that. But what if the other guys do not protect them? What if the other guys do not consider them terrorist organizations? Let's say United States tomorrow says, okay, Romania, we don't like you, and you have an organization over there, Emil Kosman, organization, and it's a terrorist organization, we're going to hit inside of you for something that happened in our country. And we say it was that organization. What should Romania do? No, we're going to give it to you. Romania, if it has balls, will say, well, we don't consider the Emil Kosman organization being whatever you determine it to be or designated. Well, never mind. We're going to strike you anyway. Now, Farhad Shami, the head of the media center of the Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces, SDF, said on Twitter late on Saturday night that Turkish aircraft were attacking the city of Kobani, which is the other article, in northern Syria, which is controlled by the SDF. Turkish Interior Minister Süleyman Soylu had said that there were suspicions that orders for the terrorist attack, the terrorist attack that occurred in the center of Istanbul came from the Syrian border city of Kobani. So if I'm suspicious, I can bomb you. Bottom line. But does it work both ways? I don't think so. On November 13, an explosion occurred on the Istiklal pedestrian tourist street in Istanbul, as a result of which 6 people were killed and 81 were injured. The detained suspect confessed to having links to the Kurdish Workers' Party, PKK, which is banned in Turkey. The PKK said that it was not involved in the explosion. So, do you think that if those guys caught me, do you think I wouldn't have said that I'm part of that or that organization? I would have said whatever they probably asked me. You know why? Because do you think they spoke to me like this, gave me a cup of coffee and gave me a break and all that? Probably the poor woman was, and I don't know, I'm not going to pass judgment if that's right or wrong to, help in the interrogation with American techniques, which are not this, are this kind of techniques. And bring some more water and other stuff. All right, Sunday morning, the Turkish Ministry of Defense tweeted a statement saying that air operation has been taking place in Iraq and Syria. It claims the countries was used as basis for terrorist attacks. All right, hours earlier, the same account tweeted a picture of a fighter jet taking off at night. It promised to hold an unspecified group accountable for their treacherous attacks. Well, I'm telling you, by all means, if you have the information, do this and do that. But I would like to mention, I started with history, I would like to mention a very well-known incident, and that was the burning of the Reichstag. Remember that one? Okay. That occurred, the National Socialist Workers' Party, Nazi Party, got in power through democratic elections. Then through democratic process and the process of Germany at that time, Adolf Hitler, the leader of the party, was appointed, and he became the chancellor of Germany. Legal, everything legal. Then he had a problem with a communist and a socialist, which like revolutions, that's part of their manifesto. And the Reichstag, the building of the parliament of Germany, burned overnight. Happened in Istanbul, an explosion. And then they didn't catch, whatever, they investigated for about 20 seconds, Germans, and they said, well, it was the communists, it was the Jews, it was this and it was that. We are attacked, we take power because we know best. So they froze everything and they start taking care of certain individuals and organizations, reasoning that they're doing this to protect us, the Germans in those times. And they did this and did this. That's how they took the power, the Nazis in Germany, okay? Initially, as I said, they were democratically voted in power with about 30-some%, I think they got last election 33, 35%, something like that. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that humans and organizations and parties and leaders and governments will wait for an incident, a real incident to occur, pick up whomever they want, whomever they want, and then go and settle scores with that. I give you another example. Another example was September 11. Remember that one? When the United States was attacked by some Saudis, what, out of 21 or something, 20 were Saudis or something like that. Nevertheless, these guys decided that it was Iraq and Saddam Hussein. Didn't have anything to do with bullshit. Anyway, so they decided they will focus on that, and that's going to be put aside. Why? Because they had a problem with those and with those. So they settled scores. Now remember, this thing the attention can turn domestically, like the Germans did, the Nazis, or could go in a foreign policy, or can be both. For instance, remember when you're shown an incident, a real incident, again, and they are trying to protect us from that incident, like, I don't know, someone attacks us, or there's a virus coming around, and things like this, and they protect us, and then they, in the name of protecting all of us, they will make us lose some privileges called /rights that they never gave it to us. They don't come from them. They come from whatever, creator, God. But so who doesn't give you something should not have the power to take it from you. Nevertheless, it doesn't really matter. So what I'm trying to say is, be careful in your country, in our country, of signs that would lead to this kind of, hey, we are somehow under a certain kind of attack. We pinpoint whatever problem we want to solve, and then that's going to be the one, and not necessarily proven that that's the perpetrator of whatever real thing occurred. Like right now, we don't know if that is the Kurds who did it. Well, she confessed. Bam, bam, boom, boom, clang, clang, and all that. So, as I said, I would have confessed whatever. I would have confessed I'm Chinese. If they wanted me to say, I can confess I'm a Japanese. I'm actually 3 years old. I can say whatever they wanted, because they will get that out of me. All right? Little by little, or even fast. So, be careful with these kind of things occurring here. All right? We just passed through one a few years ago. I don't think we're still out of it. But anyway, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.